again. Pulling clear in the closing stages. Smart Call wins the Jambiman. And Smart Call comes home to win it in the main Johns Farms Paddock Stakes.
Welcome to the second Breeding to Win show of the new season, following the 2016 Equus Awards, which was held at the exquisite Empress Palace, where the stars of last season were acknowledged for their outstanding performances. On behalf of the Breeding to Win team, we'd like to congratulate all the winners and nominees and thank them for such an exciting and riveting season. Time now to take a look and see what's in store for you on the show. Adrian Todd, Managing Director of Cape Thoroughbred Sales, reviews the CTS August 2-year-old sale. I chat to champion trainer Sean Terry on his record-breaking season. Fiona Ramsden catches up with Pippa Mickelborough, General Manager of Aventure Estate. We also bring you Bush Hill Stud and Drakenstein Stud Stallion Days, as well as the stallion profiles of the new kids on the block, Futura and Legislate. And last but not least, we bring you the highlights of the Cape Breeding and Racing Awards, which was held earlier this month, and so much more.
Access the world's best sires at the Inglis 2016 Yearling Sale Series. Sires represented include Reduced Choice, Fastnet Rock, High Chaparral, Street Cry and Medaglia d'Oro. For more information, visit inglis.com.au.
Welcome back to Breeding to Win. First up is Adrian Todd, who tells us all about the CTS August 2-year-old sale, which was held at Durbanville Racecourse a fortnight ago.
You've won the race at 190 now. 190, but now 190. Jim, thank you for your help. Another one that's in the kit. Look, 10,000. Come on, we're going to get 10,000. Final stretch here. Seman this race. 75 of these. 190. 190. 300 back. I got 300, but now we're going to go 20. I got 300. And here we go. From the mistake.
We're here this evening at Durbanville racecourse for the CTS 2-year-old sale, and with me is Adrian Todd. Adrian, how did the sale go?
I think we were quite happy. You know, it was very similar results to last year. Last year's average of 59, this year slightly down on 57. Median was a little bit down on last year, 5,000, but you know, that's to be expected. I'm happy to call those the same results as last year, and this is one of the last sales for horses. You know, horses that came here, they're not ready to run horses. We're looking forward to the ready to run, and I think that everybody had good value shopping here, and we're actually quite impressed with the results.
And I think CTS always put on such a fantastic show for everyone. It's such a lovely evening here.
Thank you, Fee. We certainly try. You know, that's one of the things. Racing is a lifestyle, and people have got to enjoy the whole atmosphere, and that's always been CTS's thing to try to achieve.
With me is Vian Smith from Kudo Insurance. Vian, how's the sale been for you?
I think it's been a good sale for, you know, it's been a buyer's market. There were quite a few bargains out on the sale, and we bought 1 or 2 horses for our clients, and they all seem to all be happy. So very, very chuffed.
I see you bought a couple of the top lots tonight.
Yes, we happened to buy a couple of top lots, and all those for clients at this stage. So you know, as usual, when the breeders bring good horses to the sales, they do fetch money. And I think, as I said, it was a buyer's market. So I think there were 1 or 2 bargains to be bought.
And CTS always put on great hospitality for everyone.
Yeah, it's brilliant. You know, it's always a pleasure coming to a CTS sale. They just do it so professionally. Whether it's the Book One sale in the convention centre or a 2-year-old sale, Durbanville, you always feel like you're getting treated well. You're getting a good meal, and it's a wonderful vibe, and always fun to be part of it.
Sean Terry bought the nice Black Minnalooshe filly. Are you happy with your purchase, Sean?
Yes, it was one of the ones that made my short list, and I've trained one of the brothers, so I'm happy that Chris bought it for me.
With me is Mike Sharkey from Highland Stud. Mike, you sold quite well tonight.
In a very difficult market, yes. I got 325 and 230, and second and third highest price. Yeah, no, it was. Yeah, we've got to take what the market gives you. You can't fight the markets, and you've got to accept it. Times are hard, and yeah, if you haven't got the right horses, you're not going to get money for them.
Trainer Eric Sands picked up a bargain this evening at tonight's 2-year-old sale. Eric, you happy with your purchase?
Yes, I saw her at the farm. I liked her there. She's improved and very good walker. I like the Tiger Ridges. I'm happy. Happy I bought it from Wilkenborg Strift too.
And the CTS sale, always a good sale.
It's the first time. I wasn't here last year for it, but I think you get value for money here.
Well, good luck. Best of luck with your purchase.
Thank you very much.
Hits the front in the Oaks. Her 1,000 guineas success. Minding outclassed them. Architecture, Gallons in defeat. It's coming with a challenge and moves through into second. It's Tarzan who has won the Investec Derby.
Half away. He's 2 lengths in front. Chrome turns to gold. Smart Call wins the Journeyman.
Absolute thriller going to the line. It's Durban, July.
Not only did trainer Sean Terry win his second trainer's title, he also broke South Africa's record for training the most winners in a season. A huge accomplishment for South Africa's champion trainer. It's my pleasure to welcome back to the Breeding to Win show, trainer Sean Terry. Welcome and hearty congratulations on a record-breaking season.
Thanks, Jules. Good to be here.
Now, let's chat about one of the stars of the stable, because for me, he was certainly the highlight and the one that stood out. And that, of course, was Legal Eagle, winning 3 Grade 1 wins during the season. Of course, that was the Lamarons Queen's Plate, the HF Oppenheimer Stakes, and the Premier Champion Stakes. And it almost looks like he's just starting to get warmed up now, Sean.
Jules, he certainly seems like a horse that is going to get better as he gets older. Obviously, the Queen's Plate was fantastic to win it. And, yeah, disappointed in the Met, but still ran second. And then, obviously, brought his A game to Joburg. So, to win the 2 Group 1s in Joburg and, you know, finish off his season in that fashion, yeah, we're very happy, very pleased.
What are your plans for him this season?
Probably go the same route. Obviously, the Summer Cup handicap conditions wouldn't suit him. And the money's big enough in the Met and the Premier's Challenge. Those are the main 2. And obviously, the 2 Group 1 miles that go along with those two races. That would be the targets.
Looking at your record over the last couple of years, I mean, you've got an incredible record. You've trained over 100 graded winners, including 34 Grade 1 winners. Young trainer, you haven't, I think you only starting to warm up, but what's been the highlight of your career so far?
Jules, it's hard to say. Obviously, probably the first July win with Pomodoro, the Met win with Alistair. I mean, those were massive at the time. Obviously, to have the speedsters that I've had, like National Colour and Mythical Flight, and obviously to have been able to go along for the ride with National Colour overseas, those things are all fantastic highlights, and you can't really isolate a race or a horse. But it's been a fantastic journey, and I've enjoyed the ride.
Now, not only have you been prolific on the race courses, but you've been quite active in the sales arena this year as well. Busy man buying horses?
Yeah, fortunately with Chris, he likes to attend the sales, and you know, obviously the numbers is Chris's decision, not mine. I'm very, very happy to be there with him and to buy the way we have been buying. Our record is quite good, and we don't really need to change what's worked for us in the past. So obviously a big thank you to Chris for all the support in the numbers that he has with me, and that obviously enables me to keep buying.
Now, you obviously watch breeding quite closely as well, because you've sent some decent horses of yours to stud.
Yes, well, Chris has obviously decided to support Pomodoro in a big way, and you know, the numbers, we've sent quite a lot of mares. I can't think of the highlights or the big ones right now, but he's sent the numbers there, and he's given the stallion a full go, and let's see what he can do.
Now, you were also keen on Fort Beluga and sending him to stud. Unfortunately, his career was cut quite short.
Yes, he only got 1 crop to race. Unfortunately, he was ill-fated. And I don't believe our confidence was misplaced. I don't think he had a massive opportunity, and for a first season stallion, he did fairly well. I think Pomodoro, in terms of his race record and his pedigree, are probably a different class. Fort Beluga was a phenomenal athlete. I think Pomodoro's pedigree is a bit stronger. Obviously, that's not my department, but it's a strong pedigree. And his versatility as a racehorse, I mean, that was phenomenal. The fact that he could sprint and stay, it does sort of give you confidence that we're on the right track.
And possibly any type of mare Pomodoro would suit.
Yeah, listen, I'd have to leave those calls to my brother Mark or to the experts out there. The bottom line is the horse got the Derby distance, able to win sprints, won features over 1400. Obviously the pedigree is there. You still need luck, you know, with a stallion you need luck. We all know it's a 5% chance. But at this stage he's ticked all the boxes, and yeah, we look forward to seeing his progeny.
Now, we know that Pomodoro has a very special place in your heart, because not only was he a magnificent racehorse, but you also trained his mother, who was your first Grade 1 winner.
Yeah, she was my first graded winner.
Graded winner.
Unfortunately for me, they downgraded the Fillies Guineas that year. I'd love to take the accolades for a Group 1, but it was a Group 2. Yeah, she was a special filly. I believe I still had my learner's license, and we didn't quite get to the bottom of her. but she did very, very well, had a great turn of foot, was a very good juvenile, competed in the juvenile features, didn't disgrace herself. So yeah, she was very good. She was probably better than a race record suggests.
And then, of course, with Pomodoro, you've been quoted saying that he's one of the best athletic colts you've ever trained. I mean, that's a huge statement, Sean.
Julie, you know, he was a horse that he didn't need a lot of work. He could take work, but he didn't need a lot of work, and he just was an athlete. You could just see the way he moved, the way he used himself. And obviously, we've touched on it already, the versatility. So, yeah, I do believe that's the case, and let's hope he can pass that on.
Now, he stands at Klavervlei Stud. He'll be having his first crop of yearlings sold in January. So exciting times for everybody that's involved with Pomodoro. But what's the buzz on the ground regarding his babies?
I think the talk is good. There have been a lot of positive comments from breeders that have done the business in producing top horses. And obviously when you hear from them that they look the part and they're bullish, it's got to give you confidence.
Now, obviously, Chris has also retained quite a big share in him, so he'll be looking to give him every chance at stud as well.
Yes, as I say, he's thrown the numbers at him, and obviously we're going to be looking at the sales closely. Like to get our hands on a few of them and help the stallion along with maybe some results.
No doubt, you'll be looking to train as many as you can.
No, without a doubt, yeah.
Okay, so you're pretty bullish that he's going to make it at stud. I know we touched on Fort Beluga, and even though Fort Beluga unfortunately died before his progeny really got going, they kind of started, and you were confident about Fort Beluga, and that's why I keep referring to him, because his progeny really only got going when he passed away, and that was touch unfortunate. But you're almost as bullish with Pomodoro, if not more, that he's going to make it as a stallion.
Well, I think, as I said, you have to look at his race record. He's done everything asked of him, and obviously pedigree is very, very strong. When you look at that whole Golden Apple family and the fact that she was by Northern Guest, who was a champion broodmare sire, I think it speaks volumes. The fact that Pomodoro was by Jet Master and had a lot of his positives and not many of his negatives is also a big plus. And obviously, I'm sure the industry is looking for somebody to fill Jet Master's shoes. They're big shoes to fill. It would be lovely if Pomodoro is that horse.
Well, Sean, we wish you all the best for the new season. We wish you all the best with Pomodoro, and no doubt we'll be looking at his progeny closely at the sales coming up next year.
Thanks, Jules.
Thank you. Thanks to Sean Terry. Now, Aventure Estate is certainly living up to their slogan, with a house of fine wines and fast horses. Last season, they topped the Breeders' Log with the average earnings per runner. Fiona Ramsden catches up with Pippa Mickleborough over breakfast.
It's lovely to be here at Aventure this morning chatting to Pippa Mickleborough. Pippa, firstly, congratulations on another phenomenal season.
Yes, it's been, I don't know, every year you start worrying how it's going to go. And every year the mares and the stallions deliver on this farm. I just think if you look back at the stats for the season gone, an amazing percentage. Yeah.
From the amount of mares you have here on the farm, the stats are amazing.
I just think it's hard to compete with the big boys with their big numbers, but we're running 30 mares, and for the second season now we leading breeders by average earnings per runner, which I think is testament to what we try and produce on the farm. Quality, not quantity. But, you know, I can do what I can do here, but I've got to thank the buyers and the trainers who support the farm. And we get a very good array of trainers and buyers supporting us across the country. And I just think it works very well, and we've built the brand now. It's taken a few years. I mean, I've been here a long time, but I think we've, at last, they respect what we produce and they buy with confidence.
You've started the breeding season. How's that going so far?
Yes, 2 down, 40 to go or something. Going so far so good. 1 colt, 1 filly. And the stallions obviously start working from the 1st of September.
Now, you've had Miss Frankel here and you had to say goodbye to her last week to go into training. That must have been very emotional for you.
You know, normally when I sell those yearlings, you know, when they're born, you sort of know they're going to go. So you sort of maybe a self-preservation. You don't get too attached to them. But with her, she was a special filly from the day she was born with those really, I don't know, those really stunning facial markings. You'll never miss her. So it was sad to see her go, but I've got to get on with producing the next bunch now, and she must get on to nursery school and big school and then university. So she's with Dennis Dreyer, and I saw on the weekend she's settled in well. Listen, she's like any other horse now. She must get on, and who knows? A lot of pressure on her, but
She'll be running in the Aventure colours, I believe.
she will do, yeah.
Quite a bit of pressure with Frankel doing so well so far.
Yeah, no pressure, and you know, I just hope that the public just give a chance now to just. We've used it to promote the farm, so she's done a wonderful job. She's got a wonderful Facebook page and amazing interest from around the world on her. But listen, she's got to do it like every other horse. She's got to win a maiden, and off she goes.
Now we're sitting here in the beautiful restaurant. It does so well and very highly rated.
Yeah, listen, I think the whole brand of Aventure, you know, it's grown over the years. Takes a long time, you know. It's amazing how you've got to constantly raise your standards and keep them the same. You've got a very discerning clientele. They expect high quality food and good service. They get that here. They also don't like much change. Every time we try and tweak the menu, we get a bit of an unhappy client. So the menu stays the same. We do lots of functions, evening functions, lots of small corporate functions. And it's working very, very well. Looking for a bumper season. We had a wonderful year last year, and winter's been good. So we're hoping the summer that's coming is going to be even better.
Your website advertises very well, and there's always something new on offer here at the restaurant.
I think, you know, we might be getting older, but our clientele is sharp. They use social media. So we're quite active. The Tabor boys are much younger than me, so they're quite good on Instagram and easy chat and all this thing. And Zunia, who is the PRO on the restaurant side, she's quite good at promoting on Facebook. And it's amazing how people use things like Zomato for the restaurant guides and click on where to eat and how to eat. And I don't do that, but obviously it's what people do. And we have to continue to be up with the Joneses. One of the nice things we had this year was we've just been voted one of the top 10 desserts in the Western Cape with our deep fried ice cream. So it's amazing how people vote. I don't know, you know, really, yeah, we're very successful.
You have a wide range of wines.
Yeah, listen, the wine industry is not easy, you know. There's lots of competition, and a Sauvignon Blanc is a Sauvignon Blanc, you know, really. But again, the farm attracts a lot of visitors, and that's our core business, is people driving up the driveway, see the horses, have a meal, buy some wine. It works well. Export is a bit of a concern. We're not doing as well as I'd like to do in export, but that's a hard market, and you need a special person to drive it. But local sales are good, and our brand awareness is growing all the time. But obviously with wine, it's the quality of the wine. We have to produce good quality.
And I believe they're all made here on the farm.
All Aventure estate wines, you know, because we're in a state, the rules are clear. Grapes have to be grown on the farm, pressed on the farm, and the wine has to be made on the farm to get that name estate. So all grapes from here.
Thank you, Pippa. We're now going to take a look outside and see what's on offer at Aventure and the two very impressive stallions standing here.
Pippa, we're with VAR now. He's looking absolutely fantastic.
Listen, he's getting on now. He's turning 17 now, but he's been a wonderful, wonderful horse, and proud of my life.
Yes, his success speaks for itself, really.
You know, I think he's been a revelation in many ways, but not unexpected, because he brought such great speed to the genetic portfolio of the South African mare band, which is why I think he's worked. But the character, the person, I mean, we can't ask for a lovelier horse.
And the fee for VAR?
VAR this year is 180,000 Rand. He's fully booked already. And we've got a lovely waiting list. And he's very lucky because he gets some really stunning mares, and he gets well supported by breeders from around the country. Lots of support from Natal, and he's always had. So that's been great. And I think he's made, you know, it sounds soppy, but I think he's changed a lot of people's lives. You know, really, if you breed your mare to VAR, normally gets in foal, and you normally sell it well. So he's been a wonderful horse.
Oratorio, sire of 7 international Grade 1 winners. What a star.
You know, I've said it before, it's quite amazing this horse is here. But unfortunately in South Africa, the way we all work, he's a third season sire in South Africa. No matter what he's done anywhere else in the world, we've got to start from scratch. So we had a wonderful first year selling his progeny in 2016. Now we've got to wait for them to run. And listen, they've been bought by the best traders in the land, the lovely owners. He's been well supported, but he's now going to produce winners in South Africa.
Well, it's super exciting to have him here, and he looks absolutely amazing.
He's an amazing horse, and he's really settled in to, you know, not playing second fiddle to VAR, but he definitely knows VAR's king of the castle, But as you can see, he's actually a gorgeous horse, easy to work with, very, very fertile, and 100 mares again due to him this year. Yeah.
And the fee for him?
He's 100,000. We haven't changed it. We know that everybody's battling a little bit with financial strains this year, so we're trying to be a bit more accommodating. Hopefully, we'll get some lovely mares, and so far, so good.
Well, good luck. Good luck. He's lovely. Thank you.
Drakenstein Stud is home to some of the most exciting stallions currently standing in South Africa. The likes of Trippy, Philanthropist, What a Winter and Legislate, to name but a few.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for coming out to Drakenstein on this cold Friday morning. We really appreciate the support. The first stallion today is the European champion older horse of 2005 and now a leading sire in Europe. This is Duke of Marmalade. The Duke has had another fantastic year this year with a sire of 24 stakes horses, a fan favorite in Europe, Big Orange, who won both the Group 2 Prince of Wales and the Goodwood Cup Group 2 2 years in a row, an achievement never done before. Duke is also the only sire ever to have sired an English Classic winner while standing in South Africa when Simple Verse won the English St. Ledger. Only Group 1 winning son of Galileo in South Africa. This is Kings Barnes. We can all agree that he really has let down under the African sun and is doing exceptionally well here. If ever there was a horse that represented value, it is Kings Barnes. He represents the very best of European racing, and we all know the gulf between European turf horses and the rest of the world. And Kings Barnes is a Group 1 winner on the turf in Europe. Ladies and gentlemen, the first of our new poster boys, this son of Dynasty, a 4-time Group 1 winner, champion older male, champion middle distance, and horse of the year. This is Futura. I think we can all agree that Futura's done exceptionally well since his retirement, and he's been on the farm for a little bit now, and we think he's letting down into a lovely horse. Futura joins the Drakenstein Stallion Band after a stellar racing career in which he won 4 Group 1s. Futura was born to be a star. He made 500,000 as a yearling. He won 4 of his first 5 starts, and his three-year-old season culminated with a victory in the Champions Cup at Greyville, where he proceeded to smash the track record. In 2015, the year belonged to Futura. He was horse of the year, and he was simply too good. He demonstrated his class and his speed to win the prestigious Lormeral Queen's Plate and completed a memorable double by winning the JMB Met as he forged clear once in the Open. It was a breathtaking performance on the biggest stage. He would end the season by winning the Champions Stakes for his 2nd year in a row and collect the coveted Horse of the Year title. It is not often we get to introduce a Horse of the Year, but 2 in a row is truly a privilege. Please welcome the champion 3-year-old of his year, the champion miler, the champion middle distance, and Horse of the Year. This is Legislate. Legislate epitomizes the spirit and toughness of the true greats of the game. A colt that replicated his own sire's illustrious race record in winning the Cape Derby, the KZN Guineas, the Daily News, and the Durban July as a 3-year-old. He really was a warrior, who each time would reach a pinnacle of brilliance like carry more weight than any 3-year-old has ever done in winning the Durban July, only to be knocked about and injure himself. To come back and run the fastest mile ever recorded at Kenilworth is truly remarkable, only to succumb to another setback. His trainer would prepare him again for the Gold Challenge. Legislate is a great racehorse. Bred on the famed Sadler's Wells Daniel Cross like TFLO and Frankel, Legislate is a credit to his trainer. It's extremely exciting times here in South Africa and exciting times for philanthropists in South Africa. A proven sire in Canada and in North America, he is demonstrating his ability to upgrade mares here in South Africa too. He's the leading second crop sire at the National Yearling Sales this year, and philanthropists have started really well with his 2-year-olds have started really well with some eye-catching performances. Philanthropist stands for 50,000 this year, and his yearlings have sold for upwards of 1.1 million. Please welcome What a Winter. Now here is a horse that has always just been good at everything he's ever done. A 4-time Group 1 winning Equus champion sprinter, he won the Cape Flying Championships twice, the Computer Form and the Mercury Stakes. His yearlings sold brilliantly as well, and at the sales he's the leading first crop sire by runners by aggregate and by average at both the Cape Premier Yearling Sale and the National Yearling Sales. So in 2015 he covered more mares than he had in his first and his second. It gives us great pleasure to introduce Trippy, the champion sire of South Africa. That certainly has a very nice ring to it.
I've never seen a stallion that upgrades his mares, and I mean any mare you send to him as well as he does. You know, he stamps them with his first, always get the head, that lovely eye, very strong hind leg. But then he's also got his determination, guts, and the fight that brings through in all his progeny when you see them on the racetrack.
With me is John Freeman from Freeman Stallions. John, what a magnificent display of stallions we've seen this morning.
Wasn't it great? And so generous and well organised. I must say thank you to Drakenstein and her team. The crowd really appreciated seeing Trippy as the South Africa's new champion sire, and he heard the applause. But of course the main focus of attention today was on the 2 new boys, Futura and Legislate. They showed off very well.
The quality just stood out, and didn't they look well?
Yeah, look brilliant. Well done to Ross for letting Futura down so quickly. Of course, Legislate's just arrived back from training, so you'll see on the movie he needs to catch up a little. Just a question of letting down and giving them some time in the paddock.
Trainer of Legislate and Futura, Justin Snaith. Justin, the stallions looked fantastic this morning.
I was absolutely amazed. You know, it wasn't long ago they were in training, so I think Ross has just done a fantastic job. You know, we're sitting in the middle of winter, and you just look at these animals, and it helps when they've got so much quality. It makes being a trainer of them a lot easier, and I'm sure it makes Ross's job a lot easier to do in that they're just such high quality individuals.
It must make you feel very proud to have trained them, and you must be really excited about the future.
Very much so. Whenever they walked into the parade ring in Group 1s, they just really stood out. They were just the most amazing looking animals, and their movement and quality is just of the highest standard. They're horses that could have competed anywhere in the world, and it was decided to keep them here to enjoy their racing here in South Africa, and then obviously to go to studs. So it's just amazing to see it all come together, and really look forward to one day training their progeny.
New Turf Carriers has been in long-distance transport since 1995 and pride themselves in excellent service. The bottom line is, New Turf Carriers take your horse from door to door with pride, passion and punctuality.
On the previous Breeding to Win show, John Freeman spoke about which stallions stood out last season and what we can look forward to in the future. Two new kids on the block, both sons of Dynasty, Legislate and Futura, are managed by John Freeman.
Beach Beauty Champions Cup. Now Futura starts to warm up, and Futura's coming on starting now. Futura will win the Beach Beauty Champions Cup.
Futura gets driven into the lead. Futura with 100 metres left to go. Futura beats Louis the King. 300 metres left to go. Futura is coming out full of running between runners. It's Futura. Futura wins the Germany event.
Ice Machine gets the wake-up call. Futura's on the inside. Ice Machine and Futura. Futura digs in. Futura and Ice Machine.
They race down to the final line, and Legislate now comes out to pick it up, and it's Legislate who's come forward to pick it up. Now Captain America sets out off there. Legislate's in front though. Captain America is unwinding his run, but he's going to come too late, and Legislate has won it from Captain America.
Legislate comes out Captain America, and here's Legislate with a long, lengthy stride. H-Chestnut's coming on powerfully. Legislate now let loose at the 300-meter marker. Legislate, they come together. Wiley Hall, Legislate's now alongside. Wiley Hall, Legislate.
But it's still Legislate. It's Legislate. Legislate's going to win it. Legislate won the Rising Sun Gold Challenge. Legislate. What a performance.
Down here on the Cape, the weather, the grass, the horses. Here's where it is, Main Chance Farm, Champion Breeders.
Bush Hill Stud is situated in the heart of the KwaZulu-Natal Midlands and has been a commercial operation for over 35 years. Their Stallion Day, which takes place over the last weekend in July, has become a tradition for most owners and breeders, with over 200 guests arriving at the farm this year. Andrew Bond brings us this report.
For us, this day is not only about showcasing our stallions, but also about saying thank you to all of you who have supported both Bush Hill and our stallions in the past year.
Thank you, one and all, for making the effort to be here today. I can't tell you how much it means to us, and we really appreciate it. For those who have been here before, I know that you're not back because of my speeches, and I have to assure you that once again, despite my searching, I've still not been able to find any record of any visits by the Queen or any major historical event that occurred here at Bush Hill that I could chat about for ages. However, each year this pile of pages I'm holding gets more. But don't worry, it's not that I'm going to talk for longer, it's simply that the writing has to get bigger. In recent times, it has not been easy in this industry that we are all so passionate about. And it is indeed devastating to see the diminished number of breeders in South Africa, and in particular in this province. But as the Afrikaans saying goes, aanhou is wen. We have to be bold, committed, positive, and above all, believe in the future. We also have to be smart, and a healthy dollop of luck goes a long way. I want to take this opportunity to encourage you all to stick together, support each other, and keep on at what we do, because by all accounts, there is a major turnaround coming. It's merely a matter of when. With breeding being the long-term project it is, we have to prepare ourselves now for the upswing, because if you wait for it to arrive, the momentum will be too great to jump on board at that time. So please don't miss the boat now, because you will be sorry later. A major part of that planning for the future lies in investing in breeding stock, both mares and stallions. We've done a phenomenal job of doing this in KZN in recent times. For right now, we have one of the most promising bands of young sires we have ever seen in this province. And today, we are introducing the newest of these, who in the words of his trainer Mike de Kock, has the credentials to stand up to anything else in this country. We are most grateful to have Mike de Kock here to share with you his feelings on this horse, which he will do a little later in the day when we show you a short video on him. Facts are a wonderful thing for a simple person like me, because they don't require any dressing up or flowery spiels. They talk for themselves. But firstly, on behalf of all breeders in KZN, I have to express our extreme gratitude to Mary and Jessica Slack, Kool Mostad, and Mr. Javed for not only making a horse of this caliber available to us, but also in allowing us the opportunity to invest in him. First, and most obviously, he is by the mighty Galileo. He is certainly the best stallion in the Northern Hemisphere, if not the world at the moment. It is no mistake, Galileo is a champion, for his sire, Sadler's Wells, was a breed-shaping champion, whose sire, in turn, Northern Dancer, was probably the most influential sire on the thoroughbred in recent times. Flying the Flag is out of a mare who won no less than 3 Group 1 races in Ireland. We would be excited if she had won 1 Group 1 race, but to have a mare good enough to win 3, including the Irish 1,000 Guineas, is truly epic. Following on from her performance, she has started her state career in much the same manner, with her first foal being a graded stakes winner in Flying the Flag, and his younger full sister has just started what looks to be an equally promising career. Halfway to Heaven is by Pivotal. Pivotal is a multiple Group 1 winner himself, a sire of Group 1 winners of both sexes, and a dam sire of Group 1 winners. He is a multiple champion sire in Europe, and a proven producer of speed and of 2-year-old performers. The final fact that I find so exciting with Flying the Flag is just how compatible he is to our local broodmare pedigrees. He is one of the easiest stallions I've ever found to mate mares to, an extremely important factor in his potential success as a stallion.
You know, if one looks at the last 10, 15 years in Europe, the 2 most prolific sires have been Galileo and Monjour, and I stand to be corrected, but I think neither of them won less than 10 furlongs or a mile and a half. You've got to look at the classic speed of horses. I mean, if you put Galileo in a 6 furlong, he'd won a 6 furlong, but at the end of the day, there wasn't any point in running him over that trip because he was a classic horse. So I wouldn't be put off by that fact when one considers breeding and mating your mares. So in short, he's a horse that if I was a breeder would be very confident in supporting. I think he's going to give you size. And as I said, he's got very correct legs, and quite honestly, I would support him with confidence.
The 2016 Cape Racing Association and Cape Breeders' Awards were held at the stylish and elegant Lanzarek Hotel and Spa in Stellenbosch to honour both equine and humans during the Cape season.
The Cape Racing and Breeding Awards were held at the very elegant Lanzarek Hotel, situated in the Winelands near Stellenbosch on Monday the 8th of August. Hosted by the Racing Association and the Cape Breeders' Club.
Mark Shirtliff, Bryn Russell, Mike Bass and Mr. Green, all in partnership with Marinaresco. The panel couldn't separate them. We have a joint award for the 3-year-old filly of the year, going to Bella Bella and Silver Mountain. Bella Bella owned by Fontsfontein Stud. And Silver Mountain owned by Main Chance Farms Pty Limited. Red Ray gets the award. Derek Brithman, Mrs. Ingrid Euster on their way up to come and collect the award for Old Male of the Year. He certainly bounced back to best when he won that Mercury Sprint. And Inora beats same jurisdiction. Leather Falcon third, Bichette back in fourth. Inora gets the award for Older Female of the Year. She's owned by the Dragonstein Stud.
Real Princess White, second Fly by Night and Jane Ranger.
Real Princess gets the award for Champion Sprinter of the Year. She's owned by Kaya Stables Pty Limited. Inora gets the award for Champion Middle Distance Horse of the Year. And once again, Kevin Somerville and Mrs. Kane Rubin will be making the round on stage to come and collect the award. And Albino draws off to win it. Ken and Jane Truter and Hassan Adams joining them to collect the award for Ovidio, who gets it for Champion Stayer of the Year. Helian Clairbeck is our Western Province Group School Work Rider of the Year. Your Cape Apprentice jockey is Heaven van der Werven. Ron Fanika coming up to receive the award for Jockey of the Year. He finished 6th on the national log. Your champion trainer for the season ended 31 July 2016 goes to Racing's new daddy, Justin Snaith. So congratulations to both Steve Motti and Lenny Rodriguez. They get the first 2 service awards to the industry this evening, and thank you, Mr. Lyndon Lawrence, for doing the honours. Thank you, Mr. Tom Carlo. Thank you to Paul Marshall. The third of our service awards to the industry this evening. Justin Snaith equaled the world record for 8 winners on one day, a record that has stood in the history books since 1979. And he gets an acknowledgement achievement of the board for that achievement here this evening. Well done, Justin. Ladies and gentlemen, the Lifetime Achievement Award tonight goes to Mike Bass. Congratulations to Dragonstein Stud, the nominee Mrs. Gaynor Rupert. Inora means ray of light or heaven sent. She retires having won 5 Grade 1 races. Even though she'll be lost to racing, she'll be joining the Parrot Princesses at Dragonstein, and we look forward to her offsprings in the not-too-distant future. Your owners of the year for the season ended 31 July 2016 is none other than Ingrid and Marcus Euster. Louis' opposition up the water with an eye-catching win in the Grade 1 Medallion, as we just saw. Well done to Team Cloverflay. The award going to always in charge, 2-year-old Colt of the Year. 2-year-old filly of the Year, Gotham Cloud, well done to Highlands Farm. Jessica Stagg, representing Marisfontein, coming up to collect the award for Marinaresco, was by Silvano under the 2-time winning Fort Worth mare, Gay Fortuna. A joint award for 3-year-old filly of the year, the Shively Stud for Bella Bella, and Highlands Farmstead for Silver Mountain. Pippa Mickleborough, Scott Manager of Avanti for Red Farms, on the way up to come and collect the award for Eagle Eagle. And Jessica Slack is on the way up again to come and collect the award on behalf of Smart Call, who gets the Champion Older Female of the Year award. Sally Russ on the way up to come and collect the award for Redbray, who gets it for Sprinter of the Year. Jessica Slack is once again on the way up for Morrisfontein, and she's joined by Mary Slack to collect the award for Smart Call. Abba Sherry gets the award for Stare of the Year, and once again, Sally Russ. It's our Table Mountain, and as you saw there, she was represented by Silver Mountain as a top 3-year-old, and Clough of Cloud was a champion 2-year-old. Ross Fuller, Gaynor Rupert, and the rest of the Dragonstein still on their way up to come and collect the award on behalf of Trippy. Give me the green light who stands at Foxborough Stud. Hassan Adams, Susan Robert, John Freeman, all on stage to collect the award for Outstanding New Stallion of the Year. John and Lana Costa on the way up to come and collect the award. Clover Flame finished second on the national lot. Clover Flame Stud, Breeders of the Year.
And she's pulling clear in the closing stages. Smart Call wins the championship.
Smart Call, Jessica and Mary Stack on their way up to come and collect the award for Horse of the Year. The award for Outstanding Breeder goes to Lana Spronster.
Time Thief stands at Naddison Park, owned by Hassan Adams and situated in one of the most beautiful places on the planet. Time Thief is a son of Redoubt's Choice. He's out of the mare Procrastinate, which makes him a half-brother to Laissez-Faire, undoubtedly the best sprinting filly that this country has seen for many, many a year.
That concludes this edition of Breeding to Win. Be sure to join us for our next show on Sunday, the 4th of August, where we leave you with an image of a mare and her foal. And I think this picture speaks volumes and could possibly say more than words could ever say.
Carry on Alice breaks their hearts again. Pulling clear in the closing stages. Smart Call wins the championship.
and Smart Call comes home to win it in the main Chance Farms Paddock Stakes.